That's a long one.
Hello everybody! And welcome to the Sunday, episode 12 of Blunders and Bothwellians, the Wounded Witch edition. We are live, and now, so are my players.
Oh wait, that's Rosie's line.
Hello!
Yeah, where was Rosie?
I was doing the introduction, so that none of you could hear it, because I'm mean like that. Hello! This is episode 12 of Blunders and Bothwellians, the Wounded Witch edition. And welcome to all of you! We're expecting a Belgarath potentially at some point, although he is very, very busy. One of our lovely players is on holiday, one of our lovely players is at work, and one of our lovely players is also ridiculously busy. So, in this episode, we are still in the capital of Travis, Rog, where you have been chatting and making sort of friends, sort of not, with the royal family of the Towels. You have also
Frenemies.
Frenemies! So much so that you've been digging underneath their castle! Well, ex-castle, as it were. Ex-tower. Almost tower, sort of tower. Large tent. And you discovered, with the aid of a couple of dwarves, you discovered a sort of treasure room where they were guarding lots of different things. You have got some items which you have procured and stowed into the bag of holding procured by your assassin pal who has stored your stuff for you. You made your way further down, deep into the dungeon, and discovering a massive rock-like creature guarding something shiny. You attempted to get past. There was some climbing on the roof, some shouting, some disagreements, but in the end, Kess held a brand new black shadowy diary in her hands for all of 5 seconds before it was shoved into the bag of holding and you pegged it out of there. You then got all the way back up and blew the dungeon to smithereens, I believe killing the two dwarves and taking their gold before you did so. You now...
Oh, they were dead.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you did. You did. You now stand in the sort of mid-afternoonness of the day in the capital city of Rog, surrounded by tents and campsites and people and things. Ariel, you have just come across Beckett, an old friend from times gone by. And you also are starting to have a look around and divvy up some of the items in your possession. So, who would like to do what first? I'm just going to fiddle with
Well, I'd probably like to... Did I talk to Beckett already? Yeah, I did, right?
I believe he literally said, Ariel, is that you?
In that case, I'm gonna fly over and say, Beckett! And just sit on his shoulder for a bit.
The middle-aged man looks fairly surprised to see you. He's holding a rather shiny-looking pickaxe. And looking at you with sort of astonishment, but friendly eyes. He's older, more tired. He's got more lines and wrinkles across his face. His hair is slightly thinner. It looks as if he has had as many adventures and narrow scrapes as you have over the past while since you've seen each other last. But he's happy to see you nonetheless. Ariel, my little pixie pal, what on earth happened to you? I believed you long dead. I admit it may have been foolish and foolhardy, but I believed it so. How are you, my friend?
I mean, you're not wrong about me having been dead, but That's an entire story for a different time. Yes?
Well, no, do go on. Do please, do go on. It may indeed be a story for another time.
It's mostly a long story, and you know, I find many people won't believe it, but
Oh,
my,
when it comes to you, my dear, I find I believe a lot more than I used to.
that's good. It's been a while. It's been so long.
I just check else in this conversation, or is it just
You can walk away from the conversation if you like. Yes.
no. I was just wondering. I would ask about the being dead part. I would be interested.
Oh yeah, you can hear it definitely. So you can ask if you like. Yeah.
Arrow, right? You were being dead before. I thought you were just stuck in a jar.
Well, you do realize that pixies need air to breathe. So a closed jar doesn't really supply that.
But didn't it have little holes on top?
No.
Oh,
What do you
did it not?
think? They were humans. They did not care at all, as humans tend to do. Except for that one that we're struggling with. That one somehow seems different. But well, that might just be me.
Oh, you're right, of course. So you were saying that you were actually dead inside that jar?
Yeah. But it wasn't that long. It was just a day or two. And then well, the rest sort of is history, right? Oh,
But
of course you wouldn't know what happened because you don't know of the great prowess of Irtar Valias.
Overhearing that, I'm looking in my bag of holding. By pulling out the brass bottle at the same time, I'm gonna slowly push that back into the bag of holding like it never happened.
Noted.
okay, but are you aware at all of how you alive again?
Yeah, that's what I just said. My goddess saved me. Irtar Valias. She chose me. She brought me back as a champion for her vengeance. And well, here I am.
Oh, and you're going to take vengeance exactly?
Lots and lots of pain, but only to those deserving of it, which I judge.
Okay. So are you going to take vengeance on humans then?
Well, I was gonna do just that, but you know, that Arissa one seems different from the rest, so I'm not entirely sure anymore. It's all just a bit difficult, I guess.
It seems like you just lack the determination. Sorry.
No worries, I'm just looking at what I should do now. Yeah. Rosie,
Mm-hmm.
when she says that, I cast Life Fades on her.
Okay. Sure.
Okay,
got it on
am
me
I
right
aware
now.
that he cast something?
You're gonna have to
Well-
roll it, I think.
It's a melee attack from my thing.
If it's a melee attack, then I get a save as well, or AC or something.
It's just against your AC.
Okay, it's against my AC.
The issue is that I did roll a 20.
Okay, a natural one.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's 3d6 of cold damage.
Or AC or something.
Nice. You upset that pixie.
Okay.
So
Okay,
how,
so it's-
how does it work with a natural 20 on damage for a spell? Does that double as well?
No, that doesn't. Or does it?
I won't say double. I'll say what are you rolling? How many? And what are you rolling?
3d6 cold damage.
3d6
Oh,
cold damages. Add another
And
d6.
it forces a save, and it forces a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll say add another d6.
Okay, so it's
What is
4d6.
the DC on it?
How did I calculate my DC again?
I've probably rolled a save anyway.
Your spell DC will be probably based on your charisma, but I will check for you.
Yeah, I cast based on charisma, I guess.
I think it is your charisma, in which case it's probably an 8 plus your charisma modifier, which is your spell DC.
So it's. Oh yeah, she's gonna pass that. Easy.
Yeah. So is it half damage?
No, it's you just don't gain a level of exhaustion. It's still full damage though.
Okay.
Oh, which is I didn't roll that well.
Does that work on a nat 20?
18. Well, the nat 20 wasn't versus the Constitution save. Like the Constitution save was versus spell DC. My nat 20 was to try and hit her with my melee spell. But my damage is 18.
Okay.
So that's cold and yeah, that's cold damage. I'm not sure if that does anything specific for you.
No, it doesn't.
And then I'm just gonna continue talking as if I didn't, just cast a spell to damage the dragon.
Okay. So you just cast a spell. Am I aware that you cast a spell?
Well, you're probably gonna feel
you'll
cold.
feel it.
But I mean, did I see him cast a spell?
This spell does have somatic. I touched you. I specifically had to touch you to do this
So
spell.
it's a melee attack, so that's fairly obvious.
Yeah, you're gonna notice this.
Okay.
I assume.
Okay.
While I notice this, I'm gonna whistle over to Belgarath and says, "Dude, come over here. Come watch this."
yeah. Okay. What the hell are you doing, Errol?
What's happening here? What's going on? What's the haps? What's the sitch?
Just don't say
What the
anything.
hell are you doing, Errol?
Sit down and watch this.
Righto.
Determination, right?
Do I need context or anything?
I'm
Get ready to
writing
put up a shield just in case.
Righto.
What
Determination,
the
right?
hell do you think you're doing, you tiny piece of quishling?
Well, determination and vengeance, right?
I feel like I've walked into the middle of Mum and Dad fighting.
You're not far away.
Basically, I'll whisper into Belgrath's ear so the pixie just attacked Kess.
Oh, right, okay. Any particular reason?
I have no idea. I didn't see anything. I just seen...
You know, Errol, your soul
Okay.
has a pretty little mark. Be a shame if it got ripped off.
That's not gonna be,
Do you think I can't do anything about it, right? Okay, and now I use my Heart of Dark.
In which
I've not
case,
used it,
in which case, I used Call of Shadows.
Oh god.
Okay, so I use my Heart of Darkness, which is a bonus action, and then you can do whatever you want once you, because you don't know what I'm doing, or I do it.
It's a reaction spell.
Okay, but I'm not attacking you. I'm transforming.
Okay.
So you can't cast it as a reaction.
No,
Yes.
let me check the specifics of when I Yeah, no, I can't do anything then.
Yeah. Okay.
Good bet, Kel. Good bet.
Okay.
Good idea.
Okay, so Cass turns into pure shadow darkness.
Wait, did you say shadow or darkness? Like, that's very specific, very important.
Living shadow.
Ha, perfect. In that case, you can't do shit to me. I'm immune.
You don't know what I can do.
I'm immune to any shadow damage.
Meanwhile, the half-elven middle-aged man walks over to Belgarath and Kaloja and says, "Anyone want to buy an enchanted pickaxe? Seems the guy I was selling to hasn't showed up."
Wait, but Beckett walks away from this, right?
Oh yeah.
In that case, I turn away as well.
Okay, so I guess as Cass, I just go through Ariel, just so he feels the cold of the shadow, and just stare him down as a shadow creep. No, like completely engulf him as a.
So you're gonna do that to the person literally forged out of shadows?
I mean, I don't know that.
Do it.
I did. That's what I said I'm doing.
Kick his ass!
In that case, I'm gonna wave at it.
No, you are encased in living shadow.
I'll wave. It feels like home.
And then basically, I'm using intimidation now. So I'm trying to intimidate Errol and tell him, well, basically to piss off and leave me alone and not to dare me again, or I will be ripping off shadow from his soul.
Rosie,
Yeah.
how does that work? Because her intimidation, is that based on like her being a shadow, or is that just like?
No, that's my skill. Like you have intimidation, but I mean, obviously, I'm adding on the fact that I'm turning shadow and everything.
Yeah, but I assume that you turning into a shadow shouldn't affect me because I hail from the plane of shadow, which makes it so that being a shadow isn't entirely scary to me.
Well, I tell you what, Cass, if you roll intimidation and Ariel, if you roll intimidation with disadvantage, we'll just see how that one goes. And Ariel, if she does do something particularly great, it might just be that you're not scared of what she looks like, you're more scared of the fact that someone else can do this too, and it's confusing you.
Oh yeah, that could be a thing.
Like, we'll see how well she rolls though.
It didn't go that well. So.
Do I roll anything to defend against that?
Not against that, no.
Okay.
Look at it. You don't need to roll against that. No, you're fine.
So I just take.
You don't need to laugh me though. I mean, I tried my best.
You did, Cass. You tried so hard, and we still love you.
Yeah.
Poor little
You know
Cass.
what? Purely from a role-playing perspective, I'm gonna say that Errol would like, because what you mentioned is correct, that he'd be taken aback by the fact that someone else can do that.
I'm gonna throw a gold coin at them.
Okay, it passes through Cass right now.
Wait, you throwing a gold coin at whom? Is it at me or at her?
The general direction.
Because I assume that I should take a dex save or something as to not be hit.
Oh yeah, that could fucking hit you.
Yeah, that.
Well, it would hit you, but not.
Yeah, it would, but should I roll a dex save against it, Rosie?
Sure.
How about this? This will make it easier. I'll roll a d20. If it's 1 to 10, it's towards Kess. If it's 11 to 20, it's towards Errol.
Yeah.
Good idea.
And then you can both fight over who wants the money.
Errol.
In that case, 22 to dodge. On my deck save.
You just dodge it.
It just flings past me.
I wasn't lobbing it, I was just kind of tossing it.
Nobody tosses the coin.
You know what? I'm just gonna yell, "It's heads if you wanted to know that." and then I'll fly over back to Beckett and I just go, "But how have you been?"
I'm just gonna look at.
I'd be
I will look at Cassie going, "Really? Is that it? I had money on this."
Kel,
I'll wait until he sleeps.
Kel, didn't you just specify that you put money on me getting off scot-free? Which just happened.
Oh yeah, give me that 15 silver.
God dang it.
Again, Beckett says, I can offer you a lovely, it's a magical enchanted pickaxe. You can mine for hours without it breaking. It won't splinter or rust. Anyone? No?
How do you get all
I
these
mean,
items?
how much is it?
Originally I was selling it for quite an eccentric sum, but as you're friends of a dear friend of mine, I could be persuaded to part with it for something less. I mean, are you interested?
I mean, sure. I could see the merit of having something like that. Though it would depend on the price, because I'm not exactly inundated with gold.
Well, never fear. I don't need gold as such. Perhaps you could owe me a great favour, and
I'm not giving you a hand job.
I spit my beer and bacon out and roll on the deck laughing.
No, don't worry. It's not quite what I had in mind, but thank you for the generous offer. And although I'm sure among some circles you're considered a very fine specimen, I go taco, not hot dog.
And with that,
What are either of those things?
If you need to be told what hot dog is, then I don't think that option is for you.
Well, I guess it's something to do with the fact that the Dungeon Master hasn't specified if those things exist in this world.
Well, seeing as a character references them, they are probably there.
Touche.
Which means on the Tuesday session, I now have to hunt down those foods as well.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
No, I mean in the context of the world as well.
Ah.
Well, are you interested? Would you like to owe
Yes, I'm interested. What is this? What is this price that you? What is the required price?
I will happily sell it to you for a great favour.
Okay. What's the favour?
I haven't decided yet. I don't need you as of yet. But I like to operate in favours. I find they are more substantial than gold. What is your name, blue bonny-eyed sir?
Okay, this is just a whole pile of nope for Belgarath right now, because this is very deal with the devilly.
Oh, you think Beckett's the devil? That's so cute. You wait till you meet the real NPCs.
Beckett is nice.
So far.
Yo, Beckett.
Yes, my little pixie pal.
Where do you get those enchanted items that you provide people with?
Well, I have learned a great deal on my travels. I've learned quite a lot of magic. Nothing particularly useful in war, perhaps, but I can enchant things. I have made boxes of protection for people's personal effects. I made a years and years ago. I managed to craft an enchanted photo book for old portraits of nobility, so that even in times of warfare, the album would remain intact for generations to come, to be able to see all the old portraits. From then, I branched out. I have dabbled, and now I do custom requests. I haven't quite managed to do a full set of armor yet. My one of my ambitions now is to enchant a full set of chainmail with helmet and boots, and someday, hopefully, that would be marvellous. But for now, I'm enchanting weapons. I've learned a few bits and pieces. In my many travels, I've met some good dealers, and I know where to get the best instruments and tools from. And I know a dwarf who knows how to make a mighty fine pickaxe, and I myself know a mighty fine way to enchant it. So between the two of us, yes, there we are. And he sort of starts like twiddling it on his hand and sort of going, well, I seem to have one ready to be sold, if anyone was interested. I've made my gold for the week. I'm not desperate to be a rich man. I would rather have something I could use in the future, and I have found, particularly in Travis recently, favours can go a lot further than gold.
So that's pretty cool. And you mentioned that you wanted to do a suit of armor, but would a tinier version be easier?
Well, I suppose so. I mean, are you after some armor, little man?
Yeah, actually.
Rosie, is this guy a dwarf or?
No, he's half elf.
I'll just go. Oi, halfling.
What's up?
Not you, dumbass.
That's so in-game. Beckett sort of turns to look at you. I assume you're meaning me. And he's looking at you. Normally he would say, full breed or something entertaining like that, and he looks at you and sort of goes, Metronic person? What can I do for you?
Yeah, that'll do. What is the gold value of your pickaxe? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, well, it depends. These dwarves pay me handsomely. A regular pickaxe, depending
It's
on
over
the...
9,000.
Haha.
Well, not quite that much. I'm afraid I'm not quite that good. It's anything between 15 gold to 30 usually, depending on the enchantment.
Well, the one that you have just now.
Yeah, in the same ballpark.
I'll give you 40 for it. I need to make dues with something.
40 gold for a pickaxe of unknown value. I will take that deal. If you like. Are you going to also owe me a favour? This could be fun.
No.
Well, it would have been nice to be able to say a Metatronic man owed me a favour, but I will take the 40 gold.
Hey,
Okay. And with that, I'll grab the pickaxe and just throw it at Belgrath, going, that's for the head.
Belgarath, roll me a dexterity check.
If I drop this or it smacks me in the mush, I'm not going to be amused.
This episode will be titled Infighting.
Yep, from the very moment we start.
The Sunday party is all about that.
Yep.
I just wanted to specify this is an underhand toss, not a wallop at him.
That's okay. Belgarath catches it one-handed and starts spinning it on his almost on one finger.
Wow, I'm so dexterous all of a sudden.
And I'll say to Belgrath, right, that's us even.
Right, fair enough. I'll give you that one, big man.
Hey, Beckett.
Yes, Errol, my fine little friend.
I seem to have one issue that I'm trying to find a way to deal with. Do you have something that makes me able to carry, like, bigger stuff?
Like a very small pouch of holding, that sort of thing?
Yeah, something like that. Something I can carry around that makes it so that I can carry bigger items with me.
Not.
I keep running into the issue.
Well, I unfortunately I can imagine. Not upon my person, no. But if you would give me an hour, I'm sure I can find something for you. I won't ask you to owe me a favour. I fear it is probably I who owe you several from over the years. Give me an hour. I am sure I can find something for you.
That sounds like a good idea. Thank you.
Excellent. I
Did
I
I ever properly thank you for back then?
I believe after all the scrapes you and I have been through, my dear fine fellow, we are more than evenly matched. There is no need for thanks on anyone's part.
Okay, that if that's the way you see it, then that's fine by me.
Of course I do. Not a problem. Right. Where will you be in an hour's time?
Well, I think we talked about heading towards the Fighters Guild, but seeing
I
as
don't even know where we are.
You're in the capital city of Rog.
Right, okay.
It's okay. You got knocked out last time. You're still confused.
Yeah, okay, that tracks that.
But yeah, we keep like running into the. I thought we had talked about going to the Fighters Guild, so I guess that we'll be headed their way if we figure out which way that is.
Well, you have someone with you who knows which way you're supposed to be going.
Wait, is that what Beckett says?
No.
Oh, in that case, we'll find out the way, but we'll be headed towards the Fighters Guild. Do you know where to find them?
I just facepalm when he says that.
I'm afraid I do not, says Beckett. What direction will you be heading in? And he's going to look at you, Kaloja, as in you should know the answer. And he's going to be looking for Ariel, so where can he... what direction can he go in an hour to sort of cross paths with you again?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
DM, you tell me. I'm pretty sure you said south.
Yes. Well, you don't.
No,
you don't have to give him exact directions. Just he wants to know, where to follow you to. So.
I'll just put my thumb up and point backwards, like to the opposite direction of me.
Oh, are you hoping someone picks you up while you're here?
You have to. I will just double check for you. Oh, I thought this was in your notes. Yeah, the Fighters Guild is south.
I'm surprised I remember that.
You did a brain.
Alrighty. Put that down. Okay. So, yes, the Fighters Guild is south, which is what Kaloja has told you so far. You guys are going to be following him. Valgorath nods. So, right you are. It's not many past that way. I'm sure I can spot a... and he sort of looks around at the group as if... And you can all tell, like, you're fairly simple to spot. I'll find you. An hour then. My fine pixie little friend, I could not be happier to see you. I shall return with the finest miniature pouch of holding I can find. And he like holds out his little finger to sort of give you a sort of like handshake.
I shake it like with a curt nod and everything, and just like
he nods too, and with a smile and a sort of disbelieving shake of his head, he walks away into the bustling crowds and tents of the capital city of Rog. So, you guys now are Becketless. So there is Errol, Belgarath, Kaloja the Assassin, and Kess. The tiniest of handshakes. And yes, if you want, you can now take out and examine the items that you guys got. Belgarath, while you were catching up with your sister before you set off to go and find a vessel at the Fighters Guild, Kess, Ariel, and the Assassin went digging with some dwarves underneath the old Tal Tower, which was being used as a sort of castle. Because they were sort of travellers, they didn't really have a castle as such. They weren't really into that sort of nobility, but it was more a place where they stored things like food and some magic items, and it's believed there was something very valuable hidden down there. So 2 dwarves were trying to mine down. At one point, I believe Pug attempted to help them.
yeah.
So these guys went off and they had a little adventure down there. You heard rumours of some sort of explosion and a cave-in, but other than that, they haven't really said much.
Just rumours. You know, it could have been anything. I mean, yeah, surely nothing untoward happened at all. Why would...
Surely not. Definitely not.
Yeah. Not with us too, right?
Yes, you guys, would you like to divvy up the items? So, Kaloja, you have items to divvy out.
Yep.
If there are any items you don't want, by all means, you can give them to them as well.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna go to Kess first, pull out the face mask and the long mirror, give her that.
And the book.
Thank you very much. And
Kess,
the book.
no, the book was in there too, so yeah, Kess gets the book.
Yep, she already had the book. Then I'll turn to Errol and get on my knee and put the stuff on the floor, because if I was to give it to him, he'd just fall into the ground.
Thank you.
I'll give him his small box and the grey and pink fan, and I'll simply say to the 3 of you guys, because you're there, it says, well, you guys can split this stuff up. I don't know, I just gotta grab some shit. A small dusty bag, an old broom, brass bottle, and a gold sack, which us 3 will split the gold.
Can I get the brass bottle?
Oh, you guys can fucking talk about whatever you want.
Well, that way none of them gets like the jar-shaped thing.
Okay, Errol makes a dive and Tag calls dibs on the bottle.
Not that I care.
No, definitely not. There's absolutely no caring going on from Kess. Belgarath, did you want to have a look-see at some of these items and call dibs on any if you fancied them?
Yeah, sure. Can I see a list or something?
Yes, I'll write them down.
I'll just copy and paste it.
Yeah, do you want to write down? If there's anything you're keeping, send it to me and I will let you know what happens with that. Are you keeping any of them?
I'm keeping the slippers.
Okay. There's a small dusty bag with interesting patterns on it. There's an old dusty broom. There's a brass bottle which is being tagged by the pixie. There's some black and purple slippers with webs on them, which has been taken by Kaloja, and there's a gold sack.
Okay, I mean the small dusty bag looks interesting, so I'll have a look at that.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to say, because of your class, you can tell that there is something magical about it. You would need to sit down and properly examine it to be able to tell what. but it's interesting. And book, Kess, yes, and book. But Kess has already claimed this book as her new diary, so...
Okay, well then, in character, I will say, "Oh, guys, this small dusty bag, this looks pretty magical." And I think, as the sorcerer of the party, it should fall to me to take a look at it and see what's going on with it.
Well, can you actually investigate?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it over somewhere and investigate it thoroughly and properly.
Could you investigate everyone's thing? Tell us what they are, or do we have to figure it out ourselves?
Well, I mean, who knows the most about arcane stuff?
I thought you would have.
Probably you.
Yeah, probably, but who has the actual out of character? Who's got the highest Arcana score?
Probably you.
I have an Arcana of -1, so not me.
Oh shit, it probably is going to be me. That is it. Jesus.
I have a +6, but that's it.
What?
Wait, you have a +6 in Arcana? Then, yeah, you should be investigating this shit.
But it's way more fun if you do it, Balgrath. What have you got, lovely?
I've only got a +2.
Aww. Well,
Dude.
roll it anyway. He's like higher level. He's only an NPC, so...
I'm just gonna pretend I don't know shit.
See, this is what happens when you have a low intelligence score. You can know all you like about arcane stuff in character, but scruts with your score. All right, yeah, I will make a roll to check out the arcane stuff on this bag then.
Okay, you need to roll that for me, but what I was going to say was that in-game you need to find some sort of extra, like an extra amulet that can boost your arcana or even just your spells or something while you're rolling, or your intelligence, maybe.
Okay.
So you'll find a library amulet.
Is there a library? Because I don't have anything.
A mirror in
We should find it for you.
Okay, well I've got an 18 on the roll.
Okay, yeah. In which case, I will, in fact, because it's way more fun, I will post it to you separately. So bear with me quickly while I'm typing. Did anyone else want to, or did you want to examine anything for anyone else while you're there?
Yeah.
I would love to get my items examined.
Then yeah, sure. I mean, can I do it all as one, or do I need to roll individually for
I'm
each
going to
thing?
say individually, just because some of them are way more powerful than others. So, Ariel, what would you
Okay,
like
makes
him
sense.
to examine first?
First, the brass bottle. But like anyone else, anyone other than me touching the brass bottle, I will have my hands on the handles of Song and Dance.
Okay, sure. I'll investigate the brass bottle for Errol.
Okay, roll it.
Damn it!
I'm gonna say it's a bottle and it's made out of brass.
And you know at least one of those in character.
Well, that was fairly clever. Okay,
It's
you could
definitely some
investigate.
kind of content.
You could investigate my long mirror. What does this long
Yep.
mirror?
Okay. I'll investigate the long mirror.
Ooh, small box after that.
Now, just context, there is no cover in the mirror.
Oh, that's
No.
it. That's
Did you
okay.
steal the blanket? Did you steal
That
the
concerns
blanket?
me that needed to be stated.
Oh, it's an illuvian.
Well, we have no idea what it does.
If I get sucked into this thing, I swear to Christ, I'm not going to be happy.
Is it an illuvian?
Okay, let's see what it's.
Please let it be an illuvian.
Oh god.
Anyone ever see that movie Poltergeist?
My guy's gonna suddenly turn around and walk in the opposite direction.
Hey, Okay then, you nat 1.
Kaloshia, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Where are you going?
Nowhere.
Just
Can I
over-
roll insight on that? On
Sure,
those?
roll insight on it.
I'm gonna guess that I don't know shit because I rolled an 8 in total.
Wait, I
Okay, he just looks like he's wandering off. Doesn't look like there's
I rolled a
necessarily a
9.
reason.
oh, he's probably going for a dump.
That's probably
Yeah,
it.
that's exactly what it is. Yeah, totally.
In that
Alright,
case,
come on, you got
watch
me on
out for
Tim's hooks
poison
here.
ivy.
What happens?
Well, you have a look at it. It is tall. It's a long mirror. It's probably about 4 foot long and maybe 2 foot wide. But you managed to sort of prop it up. It's very light, but it's very ornate. It's got brass and gold designs all around the edges. It looks quite old. It's got some jewels and sequin type things in it, but as you get closer and inspect their actual gems, they're just really tiny and sparkly. It's got a shimmering grey surface, and as you look into it, you cannot see your reflection.
That was fairly good for a natural one.
It's an illusion.
Oh my god, guys, I'm a vampire.
If it's
What, you're a vampire? Like, these blood creatures? Should we kill you? Well, should we kill you more?
how much thirst have you had for blood in the last hour?
Not
Is
at
that
all.
how they are defined?
How much thirst have you had for sunlight in this last hour?
Oh, wait, I'm not a vampire.
I'll be
I'm
honest,
fairly
I've
sure.
never had much of a thirst for sunlight. Mara. Errol.
True, but like, if you don't have a thirst for sunlight, such as Cass does, then you're probably a vampire, such as Cass.
I do not have a thirst for sunlight. I
No,
hate
that's what I meant. The fact that you
Oh.
don't like the sunlight means that you're a vampire, and the same goes
That's
for
not how they
for-
work, Arrow.
That's
Is
how
Cass a
they
vampire
work.
now? Did I miss
Yes.
this?
Yeah, yes, you did.
Oh, right, okay.
And
Yeah,
again,
I'm
for
fairly
context,
sure that I'm not a vampire.
and again, for context,
Just
I'm
roll
going to be
it.
just standing about 20 foot, maybe 25, 30 foot away from you guys just watching.
Well, that's worrying.
Well, you better not take a dump there. You should walk a bit further.
Rosie,
Hmm.
I think that seeing as I have this mage hand like spell that makes a sort of semi-physical thing, I want to cast Umbral Hand in front of me, so that there's like this semi-see-through hand, massive hand in front of me that I can hide behind.
Okay. Who are you hiding from? Or what?
Not much yet, but you know, I see him walking away. I see this mirror not having a reflection. Something's gonna happen.
Are you going to look at the mirror, Errol?
You know what? Yes.
Okay. You, Errol, you can see sort of shadowy figures behind the glass of the mirror. You can't quite make out what they look like, but you can see. None of them look like Belgarath, but you can see shapes.
Should I roll something to look closer what they are?
You can roll investigation if you'd like.
Oh, yeah. So is Arrow
Oh.
investigate first?
Oh.
Or... Because I'm trying.
Yeah. Cass, again, you look. Are you looking at it, or are you looking? Are you going to stand directly in front of it?
I guess first I look into it if I can see my reflection, and then I would be investigating.
Okay.
Rosie, I guess I see something.
Well, Ariel, you see what looks like, and actually, can you roll me a charisma save, please, Ariel?
A charisma save.
Charisma save, please.
Oh shit! Wait. I just noticed that I don't have any proficiencies added to my ability saves.
That's cool. You
Just
can add them.
quickly checking.
That's cool.
Wisdom and charisma. So that's nice. Okay, that makes 21.
Okay. You have to swiftly fly backwards because you get a shudder sort of down your spine. Because when you look in, you can see what to you looks like shadowy creatures that you can't quite make out. And they're all hunched inside what looks like jar prisons, far back inside the mirror.
Okay, so I guess after that, Cass looks into it.
Cass,
Oof, I feel like attacking
you
it.
see no reflection of yourself. If you move to the side as you're inspecting it, you start to see shadowy creatures, and they look as if they are sort of trapped in very bright cages with light streaming onto them, like burning away at them. Like, it's so bright they're starting to burn.
I'll yell over. Are you guys actually seeing anything? I just don't like mirrors.
Well, it doesn't look nice, whatever is inside it.
But you're not seeing yourself?
Wait, can I?
No.
Rosie,
Mm-hmm.
I'm PMing Kiki right now.
Okay.
I'll wander over because they said they can't see reflection.
I'm gonna say that all this stuff is very dark, evil stuff, and we should just throw it in the river.
No, it's valuable.
Okay.
We could use it for something. We don't know yet for what.
I'll have a look in the mirror.
Are you looking directly at it or from the side?
I'm looking directly in it. As I notice, I don't see a reflection of myself.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see a reflection of yourself, no. If you move around and look at it, just sort of walking about. Also, Belgarath, now that someone else stands in front of the mirror directly and you sort of move to the side, you can see what looks like dark, shadowy figures far, far back inside the mirror. And they look like they are imprisoned, and they look like they are huddled in cages, and the cages are red hot and like burning. They've got like fire underneath them.
There are people in there! We need to get them out!
Do I recognize anything is in it?
Rosie, what do I roll?
Surely it's illusion, right? There can't be people inside that thing.
Right, Rosie, do I recognize there's anything inside of it?
No, you don't recognise anything that's inside of it. And Errol. Okay. Okay. Kaloja, can you please roll me a dexterity check?
About the dexterity check is where my other thing comes in, right?
Okay. So the -4 is for him.
It's to his ability.
Okay. Can you
Like
roll
to his
me?
ability score. Not
Can
his
you roll me
modifier.
a dexterity check? But you've got -4 to your dexterity total, which means edit your modifier accordingly.
Wait, what? What's happening?
You need to roll me a dexterity check. However, what's your current dexterity number? Not the modifier, the number itself.
Dexterity. Is it just straight dexterity?
Yeah, like the number itself, not the modifier, the number.
+5.
No, the
No,
number.
the number, not the modifier.
The number itself, the total number.
Oh, the total number? 11.
11. Okay, then your dexterity is knocked down to 6.
6?
Your dexterity is knocked down to 6.
Do I know why this is happening?
Not currently, no. which means that you're operating with a minus 2.
5. If mine's 11 and is now a 6, that's a minus 5.
Okay, in which case you're operating with a minus 5. Roll it. Don't look at me, I didn't do it.
23.
How did you get a 23 if you have a minus 5?
Because I still have plus 6.
How do you have a plus 6?
To a straight dexterity.
Oh, it's a straight dexterity. Oh, for fuck's that's a plus 1 then.
No,
Never
it's
mind,
not. You
that's-
get a minus 5 to your roll. Your dexterity
ability
number
score for
has been changed.
Oh shit. Right. Okay, you're confusing me now.
Why did
I got a
what?
16. Confuse the fuck out of me.
Well, okay, but
Wait,
So I just roll the dice and that's it.
you roll the dice and then you get a minus 5. Instead of getting a plus, what you normally get, you get a minus instead.
your ability score, so the number that's in your dexterity, the big number, the one you
Yeah.
rolled for, that one you do minus 4, then you edit your modifier accordingly, and then you roll a dexterity save with that customized ability
That-
score.
Okay.
And then
so
you put the amulet. Then you put the amulet on the stick. That'll tell you where to dig for the Ark of the Covenant. Come on, man.
It will
Right,
be
well, I
explained
rolled
to
a
you,
si-
it's just that you don't know why it's happening at the moment. So right now I'm just having to
Okay.
tell you this is what's going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I just rolled a straight 16,
Okay, so then you take away 5.
which is a 0 now.
No,
So it's 11.
16 take away 5 is 11. So your roll is now an 11. Ariel, yours was
Okay.
19. Therefore, yes. Ariel, yes, that works. So, Kalosia, as you're standing in front of the mirror, you don't notice how, you just suddenly feel a very large force at your shoulder. You feel a little bit weakened and you're not quite sure why. It feels magical, but you can't tell in the split second you have before you go hurtling forwards into the mirror. For a moment, you feel as if you're going to fly forwards and keep going forever and join the shadowy people in whatever realm is inside this mirror. However, you fall forwards for about a foot and then go thunk, and you hit your forehead on the mirror, which gives you 12 points of damage.
Oh god.
I'm going to say 12 points of 12 points of mirror damage. Because
Surely it's bludgeoning damage.
well, yeah, but bludgeoning is
Okay.
such a general term.
As that
It's-
happened,
No,
and
no.
seeing
Now you can do stuff, not as it happened. Now you can.
okay, and as I seen exactly pretty much what Errol did to Kess, I'm assuming that's what just fucking happened. I'm gonna spin around and look at Errol immediately.
Okay, why?
Just to see his reaction. I gotta insight check him.
I'm gonna giggle.
You roll inside.
You don't need to insight check if he's giggling.
Can I be honest here? Errol
Sure.
would actually giggle at this. So for the insight check, it would actually just be like a mischievous reaction from him. That's why he did it.
Yeah.
Just for the
You can
for the
roll
insight
insight
check.
if you want, but it is fairly like you turned around and there's a giggling pixie stood behind you. So, well, floating behind you with his pet rock, Sylvester de Stone. Don't forget about Sylvester.
Sylvester is also laughing, of course. So I'm just like, holding Sylvester and laughing together.
As my character would, immediately draw my sword, point at him, and goes, "Don't ever fucking do that again. If you want to fly."
Do what?
This is just our usual thing. Party.
Yep. Yep.
And
Not even-
I'll sheath my sword, and then just disappear into thin air.
Okay.
Well done, Arrow.
look, I missed
This
it.
person was supposed to take us to the Fighters Guild. Well done.
He did point us in the right way. All we have to do is now follow the way he pointed. It's easy.
It's just a general direction.
The
We could
Fighters
always
Guild
get
is...
lost.
You do realize that the Fighters Guild is one that wouldn't necessarily hide from, what I gather. I mean, Assassin's Guild, those would hide. Thieves Guild, those would hide. But the Fighters
Okay.
Guild, they want quests. So
Okay,
why
I'm
not
looking
just
at
act
the
as if we have a quest for them?
I'm looking at the mirror now, but not like into the mirror, investigating like any inscription.
I'm
Any
mostly looking at
use-
the gems, because they're shiny.
So do I roll investigation? Oh.
Sure.
Ah,
Wait, what's going on?
Kez is
I'm just
investigating the mirror.
actually investigating. Yeah.
Okay. There are no inscriptions around it. You look at the back. There's nothing behind it. It looks as if it's got a hanger ready to be hung. It seems like there's more to it, but you can't really tell at the moment.
It's mirrory.
It's mirrory.
Okay. So maybe I will just cover it up. And where are we going to store it? So Kalusia just disappeared with our bag of well, with the bag of holding.
Well, we just wait an hour and Beckett returns and then I have my own.
So I don't want you to hold all the parts.
No, you can carry your own stuff.
Okay.
I mean...
Wait,
it's not
can I tie it onto my horse?
You can do. And, in fact, Kes...
Safely.
Kes, can you
Yeah.
please... In fact, Kes, roll me a perception check.
Oh.
Okay, Kes. On the horizon, when you start looking in the direction of where the Fighters Guild is pointed to be, to the south of Travis, back towards, well, very distantly, the marshy home where you once dwelled, you see what looks like a small hill. And as you're about to turn your gaze away, the hill gets up and starts to walk. Far off in the distance, Kes, you can see a T-Rex.
Oh. Cass is suddenly very interested and yeah, gets on the horse to follow it. Yeah, she probably tells the others, I'll be off for a little bit.
Okay. Kes ties the mirror onto the back of her horse securely and gallops off into the middle distance, saying she'll be back momentarily. Meanwhile, Errol, in your class sheet and everything, does it specify whether you have to do a summoning or an incantation, or whether you find them, etc.?
It says that it acts as the find familiar, but with like a few tweaks to it. So
Okay.
it says at second level the Shadowcaster gains a familiar as the wizard spell find familiar with some changes. It must be a raven, owl, raccoon, pantacub, or similar dark or nocturnal creature, and it's not fey, celestial, or fiend. It gains dark vision, some boosts to stats, and the ability to hide without concealment, and also it speaks primordial. And I can summon it if it dies,
Nice.
but that ritual takes an hour.
Okay. In which case, we'll have fun with this one. Okay. In which case, cast the Find Familiar. Does it say you have to roll anything specific for that one? I haven't got my handbook in front of me. Hang on.
I'll pick up. I'll find familiar spell to see if I'll roll for that.
I shall
sort
do
of
too.
got distracted by the word. It
got
only
distracted
says
by the
you
word
gain the
panther.
service of.
Yes.
Yeah, I got distracted by that word.
Fine. Find familiar. Okay.
It just says you
It's a
gain the
ritual. Oh, it's a ritual that takes an hour. You could do that while you're waiting for Beckett.
I shall.
Okay.
Cass rode into the sunset after a walking hill.
Yep, Cass is gone. Okay. In which case, Errol, you find a sort of nice spot away from the tents and away from the groups of other people who are cooking food, sparring, chatting, hanging out, making tents and stuff. And you find a nice patch of grass just on the corner towards the south so that Beckett will hopefully find you. And you hover in the air with your legs crossed and... hang on. And you start to and you're so engrossed in this. I know exactly what's going to happen now. Based on all the messages I've just got from everybody, I know exactly what's going to happen now. Okay. You're so engrossed in this that an hour goes by. And you open your one eye to see if it's worked. And all of a sudden, the air around you gets stale and funny. You can still breathe and everything, it's fine, but it's very... it tastes funny, like you're breathing in your own breath again. In a slight flutter of panic, this starts to feel familiar to you. No, that doesn't matter. You start to open your eyes and you realise that you are in a medium-sized jar once again. You then start to notice. It looks like quite thick glass. But you then start to notice that you are buffeting about and the jar is moving. It is being held by someone, and then all of a sudden you reappear and you are somewhere completely different, and you are bouncing up and down in the jar and you can't quite make out what's going on. Meanwhile, Kess, you have barely ridden into the horizon. You've been riding for about an hour and you're slowly starting to catch up to this hill that's walking about towards the south. Well, it's a T-Rex, you can tell that by now. When all of a sudden the horse starts to slow down and you feel a heavy thunk behind you, as landing behind you on the horse appears out of nowhere Kaloja. He sits behind you and I believe hands you a jar containing the pixie. Kaloja, confirm this? This is what I read the last time. You said you're going to give it to Cass?
Yep.
Okay. He hands you a jar containing the pixie, who is looking confused, annoyed, and quite buffeted. Do carry on, both of you.
Oh, look at that! Thank you, Calosia. That's very kind of you.
It's a really nice sight, isn't it?
It's a nice present, isn't it?
And I go, hey Errol, how does it feel? And I flick the glass.
I begin laughing maniacally.
Seems like he's broke.
No?
I'm really tempted. What do you think would happen if I put it into my bag of holding?
I'm sure he has survived before. I guess if his goddess really loves, she would come back, right? I mean, after he treated us like dirt, maybe
I know,
we have
right?
to bother with him.
You hear suddenly, coming from inside the jar, the pixie. You can only just make it out, but you hear a very small whistle.
But I guess if Errol is willing to apologize first, maybe he could be useful in our quest. Or you could just put him in the bag of holding. And then see if he cools down. Surely after some... Well, I mean, this is a very interesting situation, but I do kind of have something to do, Lucia, so...
Kaiser, what are you rolling?
What is Kalisha doing?
Kaiser, what are you rolling?
Oh, I forgot to press the button. Yeah, I'm just rolling in insight, see what the hell he's up to.
Oh,
I'm
what?
whistling.
The pixie?
Yeah.
You can't really tell. He seems to be confused and angry.
Okay.
However, could you and Cass roll me a perception check, please?
Wait a second, I'm messaging you something.
Okay.
This didn't work.
Okay. Kalosia. Cass, you are still quite trying to be focused on both holding the jar and looking for the T-Rex far ahead of you. Kalosia,
Yeah.
you notice seconds too late that something has started to run up alongside the horse. And Ariel, can you roll me for the attack, please? Because
Yeah, of course.
I will. Meanwhile, I'll describe it. Kalosia, you.
What am I doing during all this? Because I've kind of lost track of what's actually happening.
You have watched Kess go riding off into the distance, and you also
6 damage.
saw Ariel hovering to do some sort of incantation. You then saw Kalosia materialise back, sneak up behind him, put him in a jar, and disappear. It was sort of turn in the direction of Kess and then disappear. If you like, you can give
I
chase.
see.
You have a horse if you'd like to. No, you've got the horse and
Give
cart
chase
if you'd
to-
like to ride after them.
How do I give chase? He vanished.
Well, he vanished in the direction of Kess.
Well, he just
I mean,
teleported.
all right, I'll go after them, I suppose.
I mean, you have the horse and cart if you'd like. I mean, you could drive it for once. That'd be quite nice. Someone else could drive.
Oh my god, yes, I want to drive the goddamn car.
I mean,
I'm going to tell Gina about this. I'm just going to be like, ha, I drove the car.
I mean, we could say that currently Arissa and Pug and Enna were having a nap in the back of the car amidst all of this, and you suddenly, ha-ha, with a leap of glee, seize your chance from Arissa, who had let the reins slip while she was asleep, and you leap upon it and roll me an animal handling check, please.
Roll a what, sorry?
Animal handling check, please. To run after them. Meanwhile, Kaloji, you notice far too late that a very stealthy and small black four-legged object with a fluffy tail and claws has been running alongside the horse, and you didn't see it there before. It looks like it too has materialized out of mid-air, and you hear a very small something come from the pixie's mouth that you can't quite hear from inside the jar, and suddenly a ball of fluff and fluffy rage has leaped upon your face and is clawing at you and pounced. It is clawing at your face, and it's done 6 points of damage.
No, it doesn't. I use evasion.
Evasion on the back of a horse.
Still evasion.
Okay, describe how you would use it.
Do you not need place for it?
Dodge the attack.
Belgarath, the horse is running quite well and quite smoothly, and you feel quite smug about this, given the amount of times you've nearly crashed with Arissa at the reins. You notice now, as you start to leave the city, that the horse Kess is on looks slightly over-encumbered. It's slowed down, and it's now got like what looks like an extra passenger and a half on it. There's a lot of flailing going on. It's going to take you a little while to catch up, but they're slowing down to a stop now, and you're going like pretty much full speed on a wagon, so you're going to catch up to them quite soon. Kelasia, you can evade the small fluffy thing, but it's now going to it leapt from one side and then tried to jump at the jar, so it's now scrabbling at the jar that Kess is holding. So Kess, can you make a dexterity check, please?
Rosie,
Yes.
since I used bounce, he has to succeed a DC 12 strength saving throw as well.
Okay. Kelasia.
If the attack hits.
Oh, it hit before.
Yeah, but he used evasion, didn't he?
In which case, no.
Thing is, Kess has the jar, not me.
Yeah.
No, he asked it to
Yeah, but
attack
he isn't
you,
attacking me.
and he asked it to attack you, and then try to get the jar. So this is its next thing. Kess, what was your... Oh, 8. Okay,
Yeah, I'm also casting Chill Touch at this black fluffy thing that randomly attacked us. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I'm casting my necromantic cantrip at this. Obviously.
Okay, how much damage does it do?
1d8.
Don't you dare kill my plan.
I don't know what the hell it is.
Oh, I'm killing it. I'm killing it. If she doesn't, I am.
Thing is, can you though?
Oh, okay. That's necrotic.
Okay, with the small, clawy, black, kitty-like thing leaps backwards and is now sort of it's standing on top of the jar. Like, it is, now you look at it, you guys can both see, it's a panther cub with big paws and claws, and it's standing like a terrified cat, but with an angry, hissing face, squashed up on top of the jar, hissing at you.
Well, that's a disgusting thing.
But it's
Can
black
I
and
make a move
shadowy.
now?
Sure.
Okay, look, I'm kind of busy here. Kelasia, if you want to deal with Errol...
I'm dealing with it.
yeah.
With the
I have other
attack, I am going to, with my mechanical arm, grab the kitten, throw it into my bag of holding, grab the jar, throw it into my bag of holding.
Okay, make me a dexterity check.
Wait.
Wait, what?
You're throwing both the kitten and me into the bag of holding.
Yep.
Perfect. Go ahead. Rosie,
Yes.
he's throwing a glass bottle into a bag full of stuff.
That's not really how a bag holding works, I don't think.
I think the bag of holding is an interdimensional space, right?
You're basically put into a void of nothingness.
It's a magical space, right?
Errol, I will get
you're-
back to you in a momento, but Kelasia, can you do me your dexterity check, please?
16. And that was a dexterity. Where the fuck is my dexterity? 21.
Okay. You managed to
Oh,
just...
sorry, I forgot to put my proficiency bonus on top of that. That'd be 24.
Okay. You managed to just about grab the jar with the kitten sort of balancing on top, and you fling them both into your open bag of holding. Belgarath, at this point, you are starting to catch up because the horse, very confused and tired, has come to a stop. You're slowly coming towards them. Kess was an hour away, but over the course of the combat and you going particularly fast, you're slowly gaining on them, and you can now see that it is definitely Kaloja on top of the back of the horse, as well as Kess, and it's coming to a stop, and you'll be with them in probably the next 15 minutes or so. Pausing that for a second, Ariel, you and the jar and the panther cub are floating. You're in a sort of black, swirling... It's not quite the abyss that you were expecting when you saw the yawning mouth of the bag open before you. What's the lid made of, Kaloja? Is it glass as well?
It's a screw top.
Okay, does it have air holes in it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but what is it made of, the screw top?
Is it made of, like, metal?
Metal.
Okay.
Even if you get out of it, you're still going to be in the bag of holding.
I know, but I have an idea.
Is it safe to put living creatures into the bag of holding, or do they die?
Oh no, they have an hour before they start.
10 minutes.
Oh, they have an hour before they start.
10 minutes according to Galgax.
It is 10 minutes divided by the number of creatures, which technically means that you have 5, because there's 2 of you. There's you and the kitten.
Yeah, but does the kitten, is it an actual, like... Yeah, it counts as a creature, of course.
Counts as a creature.
If it's a
Do we
summon, they'll just
know that?
You,
I don't think Kess does
you
that.
two probably wouldn't know that, no.
Okay.
Ariel, you are swirling about in a sort of dark void. It's not unpleasantly dark. The only unpleasant thing for you at the moment is the fact that you're in the jar. You can see the kitten, panther kitten. It occasionally splays against the glass, sort of like, dunk, and then sort of slowly drifts away. It's like you're floating in water. So you're very slowly sort of going with some sort of current. Occasionally you can see like bits of gold sort of float past you. The odd scroll, a quill, bits of paper.
Just sorry to interrupt there, but with the bag of holding, if you don't know what's inside of it, if you've never seen it before, they don't see it or know of it.
He's in the bag of holding, and this is what I'm saying happens.
Overruled.
Meanwhile, back on the surface, Kess and Kaloja on the back of the horse, you see Belgarath and the cart full of your sleeping companions approaching.
Hi, Belgarath. Yeah, I'm kind of busy. I'm tracking something really important here.
Kess shouts to you.
I'm just trying to catch up. Sorry, what?
Kess shouted to you, Belgarath, but you're approaching. For the sake of argument, you're getting closer now.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to keep up at the moment. I am barely following what's happening, so I'm just kind of just tagging along at this point.
Currently,
just teleport
you're
onto-
not 100% sure.
I'll just teleport onto the cart that's more comfortable.
Yeah, that's a better idea.
When he teleports out, I'll just shout at him, Kaloja, what the hell's going on?
Your wee pixie friend is a complete dick.
Okay, what else is new?
Yeah, it's I'm just kind of contemplating what to do with it at the moment. I probably have about, I'd say, 10 minutes to kind of decide.
Alright, fair enough.
Kaloja, are you still on the back of the horse?
No, I'm on the cart now.
Okay, cool. In which case, Kess, are you going off?
Well, I'm looking for the T-Rex. Can I see it at all?
Yeah, you can still see the T-Rex, yeah.
Okay, I point at the T-Rex. Okay, look, that creature there, I want it, and I'm going for it. You can come with me if you want, but I'm going for it. And then I just ride away on the horse after the T-Rex. I'm not letting it go away.
Okay. Cass rides off in the distance after what looks like some sort of shambling mound. You can't quite tell. It looks as if it might be some sort of weird, long-necked creature. It looks like it's only got 2 legs. It's very odd. But she seems determined to have it, and she rides away. You presume she'll be back later because she has a fairly high stake in this mission, as well as you guys. You are now left Belgarath and the trio of sleeping companions in the cart. Kaloja, you are up on the front of the cart as well.
I'll quickly reach my hand to the bag of holding, grab the kitten, pull it out and throw it across out of the carriage while we're riding. Just leave it behind.
Did you just throw a cat?
Yep. And by the way, I grabbed it with my metal arm.
What the hell's wrong with you?
It's one of Arrow's little pets. He tried to fucking use it to attack me.
He tried to use a black cat to attack you.
Little things from a little person.
What? Seriously, what did I miss?
Well, remember what he did to Kess? What we watched? I suspect that's what he...
Yes.
Well, I suspect that's what he tried to do to me when I was looking into the mirror. Because I felt like something was going to grab me from inside it.
Oh,
It was
right,
a horrible,
okay.
horrible feeling. And I looked over, he was giggling.
I see, right.
I don't like getting fucked about with. Especially after being quite nice to him.
That seems reasonable.
By the way, with the... I'm guessing with the cat out, that's give him extra time being in the bag of holding.
Well, that makes it 10 minutes from the moment you put me in there.
Mm-hmm.
Although, no, he opened the bag, so new air flooded in.
I don't think it works that way. Well, let the DM
Yeah.
decide.
Well, actually, it doesn't matter because you reach in and get the cat and throw it out, and it bounces. And are you moving the cart at the moment, Belgrath?
Say again, sorry.
Are you moving the cart at the moment?
I thought I was riding the cat.
You are. I mean, you caught up to Cass and Kaloja. Kaloja got off the horse, so are you still stationary, having Cass has ridden off in the direction of this creature? So are you staying where you are?
Or are you following? Yes.
Or going somewhere else?
I mean, we can carry on following Kess, I guess.
Yeah,
might as well.
Okay. But you're not following her at breakneck pace or anything, you're just sort of like trotting after? Or how fast would you like to go?
At a decent speed, I suppose.
Okay. In which case, I will use your animal handling from before because you haven't changed too much. It's fine.
Okay.
Cute. Okay. So yeah, you reach the kitten out. It sort of like bounces on the road behind you, shakes itself off, and sits in the dust, looking around. And I'll take off those hip.
Oh,
weights.
poor kitty.
Yeah, damn straight. You're really on the side of this assassin bloke, Belgrath. Go.
You're a bastard, you are.
Oh, said with such sincerity.
I'm more of a dog guy, not a cat guy.
Oh, a freaking cat out of a moving vehicle.
Can I call Peter and close you?
Don't worry, they always land on their feet.
Oh dear. Well, you, both of you, Kaloja and Belgarath, you hear a voice that you don't recognise, and it starts quite quietly, and then it gets quite loud, and it is coming from above you. But you can't see anyone.
I do want to ask this. Can he cast anything because he's in another dimension, a pocket dimension?
He didn't cast.
Just so you
he
know,
didn't
I'm
cast
not
anything.
casting anything.
Okay. Just making sure. That's the
Stop
reason why I
trying
put
to
them in
kill
there.
everybody! You are not the DM. Stop trying to kill everybody. That is my job. Mine! Okay. You hear a voice. It's coming from above you. Neither of you recognize it. It's female and quite quiet and calm, but the voice itself grows louder as if being projected around your head. It says not a lot, but you hear it say, "Never again. Never again." And a shiny, shiny light appears just above you for a second, almost like in the real world, almost like the flash if you're speeding and it takes your picture on the camera. And with a poof of...
Belgrade speeding with a horse.
with a poof of what looks like sort of glitter and dust, the little pixie Ariel reappears, jarless, and flying just above your heads.
You know what? I brake, as in I want to go like, I want to stop my momentum, so that the car just shoos away from me.
Okay. No sooner have you seen the little pixie than he stops.
Right. Okay. Right when I clock eyes with him.
Oh
I'm gonna
my
instantly
God.
Hunter. No. Just for my own safety, I'm gonna hunter's mark him, so I know exactly where he is.
Fine.
You really think
The old mark for
that's gonna
death
work?
tactic.
I don't trust the little shit.
You do realize that it's one attack and then Hunter's Mark is gone, right?
Maybe.
Anyway, yes, you Hunter's Mark the little pixie. He is behind you, and the little kitten panther has started running up to him, and they are greeting each other. You carry on in the direction of Kess.
I'll hug the kitty and then ride it backwards towards where Beckett is expecting me.
Okay.
I'm
Kaloja, you can tell that the pixie is riding back towards Rog. Kess, you reach on your horse. You arrive. In fact, you screech to a stop. You screech to a stop underneath the giant legs of the T-Rex. The horse barely has time to stop before you look up. Wow! Just above you is the gigantic, colossal, pretty T-Rex.
Beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. Okay. So I look up to it, try to speak to it. Is it going to be animal handling or is it reacting to birds?
Do animal handling.
Okay, so it's not... So if I try to speak to it, it doesn't seem to understand?
No. I mean, it looks at you, like it can hear, but you can't tell if it's going to...
Oh. So I try to be friendly to the T-Rex and offer the horse to... Well, after taking off my stuff, of course.
You're going to offer it the horse.
I'm trying to tame this T-Rex.
Alright, sure. Okay, Cass, you...
But I take off my things from the horse before I give it to the T-Rex.
Very carefully, while the T-Rex sort of looks bemusedly at you. You've got its attention. You sort of said, "Oi! Hello!" And it sort of cocked its head and looked down at you. And you collect all your bits and pieces off the horse, put them into a neat pile, and then sort of shove the horse forward and sort of point at it as if to say, "Food."
Yeah, this is all yours. Look at this beautiful horse. I brought it for you. And 19 is the enemy for the T-Rex.
Yeah, that's fine. Dinner! The dinosaur, the T-Rex, lowers its head. And, like, looks at you with its big, beady eyes. And then looks at the horse. And the dinosaur licks its lips. And quick as a flash, it jumps off the horse's head and starts throwing it back in its head. It chucks it up in the air and blood splashing everywhere, and it tosses it up and catches it in its open mouth and starts chomping on it and chewing it.
Oh, okay. So it's reacting well to the offering.
Seems to be so far.
Okay, so can I try to touch it then?
Sure.
Carefully.
Sure.
And you know, as a fellow scaly person, I know which parts are more comfortable to touch than cut rather than
Sure.
as a bad touch.
No bad touch.
No. I'm trying to stroke it gently. And just get it comfortable with.
Okay, sure. Roll me another animal handling, but with advantage.
Oh, another one. That's not too bad. So that's the second one, the one where I'm trying to touch it.
Okay. All right. You are gonna go for like the ankle, which is a bit that you can reach, and you also know that this is quite a soft, scaly part, and it's quite nice, but not too tender. And you sort of stroke it, and it swallows the horse's head, and sort of quickly turns its head round. It like whips around, and it like looks at you, and then it like moves its neck so that it's looking right at you.
I keep eye contact.
I can make it a really weird moment.
It moves its face so it's within about a foot of your face, and this giant face is now like right up against yours, and it hasn't blinked yet.
Okay, I do have Mr.
Well,
Step ready, but basically if it tries to numb me, I will use Mr. Step, but otherwise I will try to touch its head.
Okay. Do me another animal handling with advantage.
No, Rosie! This is intense. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that! I slowly move my hand towards its mouth. to put my hand on its mouth while keeping eye contact. Pull back around. Shh, I'm taming a T-Rex.
Alright.
You have to be firm but gentle with them.
The T-Rex sniffs you. Two big, long sniffs. And then, suddenly, it moves quicker than anything. And a gigantic tongue whips out and licks you all the way up your face, leaving you covered in dinosaur drool and bits of horse blood.
Okay. Do I have to roll anything to my composure? Is it a charisma check?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm rolling a charisma check to see if I go you or if I can stay. Oh, look at that! So that's like 20. No, that's 23 actually on staying composed and enjoying it.
Okay. Yeah, you are victorious.
Cass smiles.
This T-Rex seems to like you.
That was well done. Okay, so I strode the T-Rex. And ooh, I have to name it! Oh my god, I can name my own T-Rex! I have my own T-Rex! Okay. I will think of a good... Wait, its name was Gar! So Cass names it Gar!
Gar.
Gar!
Gar is fine. You start saying Gar. Terry, I love it. Yes, Terry. Terry T-Rex. Gar, Terry. You start saying Gar, and it sort of like cocks its head to one side, looking at you bemusedly.
Rosie?
Hello.
You're way quiet there.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
You can still hear me.
It's you say Gar, trying to get it to respond to its name, and it sort of cocks its head and looks at you bemusedly, like, huh?
Yeah. So I point at it and say Gar, and I point at myself and say Cass. I'm not sure if it works, but I try.
The dinosaur blinks once. Sort of looks as if it's almost shaking its head, and then turns back and starts eating the rest of the horse. Meanwhile, your bandwagon has arrived. The glorious Belgarath, Kaloja, and the 3 sleeping companions. You all rock up and see Kess having fed her horse to a gigantic T-Rex who she's now proclaiming Gar to.
and being all clothes and body.
I'm just gonna stare at those two, very bewildered. Turn around to Belgarath and says, "You know, this is just too complicated."
It has all gone a bit weird, hasn't it?
Nice meeting you, and I disappear.
Well, there we go. That's happened.
Okay. Oh, Belgarath! Look who I found. Isn't Gar cute?
Sure.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm not sure if Gar is a he or a she yet. But
Well,
it doesn't
he's
matter.
towering over
Gar's
you.
a
You
know
can
what?
tell he's a guy.
I think Gar can identify as whatever he wants to be.
What does Gar identify as? Do we know?
Well, he looks male.
Okay. I guess as another reptile, I can tell it's a male reptile.
Did you
Yes.
just assume his gender?
Well, Belgarath, I'm sure you can ask his gender if you want to.
No, unfortunately, T-Rex is one of the few languages I don't speak.
Okay, then we have to assume his gender.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
Rosie, check your phone.
Hang on, I'm busy writing out something else, but yes. I will do in a second.
Okay, so Rosie, if the T-Rex seems happy, can I try to use it as a mount, or do I just have to walk with it?
You can certainly... I encourage you to try. You can do a animal handling and a dexterity check to climb up it.
Sorry, what? And
Do an animal handling with advantage to climb up, and a dex check to not fall
okay.
off. So I'm typing it as well, just so it's on there.
Okay. Oh no! I mean, okay. So maybe the T-Rex doesn't work as a map.
Well, it looks a bit confused by you trying to climb it. It doesn't like stop you. It just sort of like shrugs its shoulders, and that makes you sort of like you're not able to climb it yet. But you feel like maybe with some training you possibly could. But at the moment, it's happy to walk with you and sort of befriend you, but it's not quite ready to be ridden yet.
Okay, so do you, how do I know if it will follow me around? Is it good?
You can try. You can see what it does.
Okay. So I tell Bargorath that I want to see if the T-Rex follows me around. So I ask if I can be on the cart for a little bit, and then I'm calling for Gar to follow.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. So, Cass, are you going to take Kalosia's empty spot on the cart then?
Yeah, and I'm calling for Gar to be following the cart, just to see if he does.
Okay. Gar turns his head and is now chomping on the horse's butt, tail, and back legs, and sort of looking round and sees you in the cart sort of starting to move away. He starts to sort of slowly trot along behind you.
Better not try and eat my horse.
Oh, and look at how cute he is!
I'll think he's cute, fine, just as long as he doesn't eat my goddamn horse.
And yeah, for the time being, we need the cart. I'm sure we can find it some other.
Some other truckload of meat.
Yeah, we'll find some. So then he's following us, right? Right.
He is following you at the moment, yes.
Oh, did Gar finish his meal? Did Gar finish his meal? Because we have to wait for him to meal. That's only proper.
He's chewing it as he follows you, and he does finish his last mouthful of the horse's tail. It sort of swallows and goes down.
Aww. Yeah, so Cass is like quietly cooing while Gar is following them. But she's happy to do wherever. She doesn't care right now.
Okay, Cass, I am sending you information.
Ah. Oh, Cass is a cool, cute hero ever. Yeah, so Belgoreth, where do you want to go now?
Well, I'll be honest, I have no idea where we were going before now, because I've been in a coma, I think, for the past 2 weeks. So, I don't really know what we were doing before now, so...
You were heading towards a secret, well, sort of secret, fighters guild to attempt to find someone strong enough to be a vessel for the deity Urfel, who is supposed to help right the world after the war. And in payment, you were each going to get something. I think you were going to get control of your power, inner peace, and potentially better magic, was what you were promised for that.
Okay, let's carry on doing that then.
Okay. As far as you know, you're supposed to head southwards. Kalosia supposedly was in with the Fighters Guild, but at the moment you don't have a hymn.
Right, so can we find the Fighters Guild without him?
Well, Belgarath, can you roll me a perception check?
Okay, 1 moment. Oh, 20, not nat.
Okay. Belgarath, as you go to pick up the reins again, you feel something shift in one of the pockets of your robes. And it's something that you didn't know was in there before.
Okay.
So there is something new in your pocket.
Hey.
What has it got in its pockets is? Alright, I will investigate to find out what is rummaging in my pockets.
Okay, you pop your hand in and you find a scrawled hastily note that has been rolled up on a scroll and somehow has been thrust into your pocket.
Okay, what does the note say?
It says, I'm typing as well.
What's happening? What's happened?
Okay. So Cass was taming the T-Rex.
Did you manage to do that?
More or less. I have not been able to use it as a mount yet, but it's following us now. And Belgarath started to ride the cart, but we haven't decided yet where exactly we are going.
Weren't you going to return to the Fighters Guild yet?
Yeah, I think that's what we were talking about, that we to go towards the Fighters Guild, but we are not sure where it's or something. But basically, at the moment, Gareth is getting an update on what happened. And then he suddenly found something in his pocket as well, so he's looking at that.
I just realized that I don't... Like, I find it... I'm glad to know what happened, like, from an out-of-game perspective. But in-game, Errol is still shouting in Primordial to this Panther crowd.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it is shouting in Primordial back at Errol.
Aww. But at the moment, we are in different places.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about... Like, so I don't know anything happening.
Oh, I think Kaloja left me a note. Okay, so I now have directions towards the Fighters Guild, so we can head in that direction, I think.
Oh yeah, didn't we want to bring Errol with us? Or did we...
Do we still have him?
He's not in the car.
Well, I think the last time I saw him, Kaloja put him in a jar and then vanished, so I'm not entirely sure where he's gone.
Just follow the shouting. I'm not that far behind. I'm just like...
Can we actually hear the shouting?
Well, she said that it was loud shouting in Primordial.
But like, how far away are you from us? That's the question. I didn't know that.
I'll say you heard a little bit of it before you completely caught up with Cass. So you heard what sounded like Primordial. Okay. Anyone who speaks it will have heard something along the lines of "sit, roll over, good," and various other things, which Errol can update you on if anyone does speak Primordial.
Grim.
No, don't speak Primordial.
Ah, well, never mind then. You just heard lots of very loud whispering in a very deep, dark language. Errol, you...
I can say to Kess in Draconic, did you understand any of that?
No, I have no idea what he...
Well, that's alright.
There we go, got to use one of my various languages, so
Hey!
There we go. That's my contribution. So, yeah, can we find the source of the shouting?
You can see it is the Pixie and his new pet panther.
I see. Is it the same panther that Kalosha lobbed at the
Yes.
the wagon?
Yes, it is. The panther cub, the little cat.
Oh yeah, about that. Can I try to heal it with?
Sure.
I don't have anything to heal it with. Is there anything
which
that
case,
I
no.
can try to bandage him?
Well, if you catch up with us, I can use some. I do have some. I think I've got a healer's kit.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh, I've got a herbalism kit, so I might be able to make some sort of poultice or something with that if I have the right ingredients, which I think I do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be perfect.
So, Errol, are you going to start riding to catch up with them? You know that Beckett knows where you're headed, south and towards the Fighters Guild. So
Yes. So do I assume that he would be able to find me if I just travel towards the forest?
in all your years of knowing him having a rough idea of where you are and where you're going, you assume he probably would be able to find you, yes.
Okay, in that case, I will indeed travel towards them.
Okay. You
And be
soon...
glad. Wait, is Kalosia still there with
No.
the group, or did he disappear?
He's disappeared.
Nah, he gone.
Oh, in that case, yeah, I'll move towards the group.
Okay. You guys, as you're trundling along, you slowly hear the patting
And
of
the big
paws
bam from the T-Rex.
and big bags for the T-Rex. Da-dum, da-dum, dum, 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 dum.
So it's now basically the Jaws team for the T-Rex, and then right besides it is a happy little black panther cub.
Yes. Wagging tail and everything.
Do I have something that I can use to make a small saddle for the thingy?
Not yet. But at the moment, he seems okay for you to sort of ride in without one.
Okay, but I'd be careful to grab him,
Yes.
grab only the hairs in, his neck. I don't want to hurt him with it.
Aww. Okay, cool. And of course, you will be more comfortable once you've managed to make one. But yes, for now, you're okay.
But-
You're getting to know each other. You're okay. So you guys see eventually a little black panther cub with a little pixie riding triumphantly upon it, who catch up to you, bouncing alongside. The pixie gives you a wave, and you guys realise it's Ariel, and he's riding on a panther cub beside you, beside the wagon.
Hey, Errol.
Hi.
Oh, hey, you caught up.
Yeah,
So,
I know we had our differences, but I guess we are sort of working towards the same goal. So it would be nice if in the future you could not turn against the people that could be helping.
I think I could manage that as long as you don't insult me or my cause.
Well, I don't know all of the little corners of your soul to know exactly what's going to insult you. How about you speak up about it before you do damage?
I fear I have vowed that whenever someone talks bad about my dedication to the cause of Erthar, that I cannot stay my blade. Wow, that came
Well,
horribly.
But how are we supposed to know what is insulting to your cause if, you don't let us know what you're going to consider insulting?
In that case, maybe just don't question my loyalty to Erthar Valias, and everything will be alright.
Alright, fine.
sure, I literally don't. But basically, all I'm saying is if you want us to be able to work with you, then you have to be working with us as well.
Deal.
Right, I'm glad we got that all settled out. So, shall we head southwards?
Yes, that seems like a good idea. Also, hey,
Right.
did you get a new pet? That
She
thing
did,
is
I didn't.
massive. How tall is this T-Rex compared to
Oh.
An 8-inch tall pixie.
Oh, massive. Hang on one sec.
Thousands of inches.
I will get its stats up for you and double check for you.
I think it's probably bigger than large. It's probably bigger than huge as well.
Bigger than huge. It's either. Hang on, I'm on dragons. That's not quite right. Dinosaurs. Here we go. The T-Rex.
Is it colossal?
It's enormous.
Enormous.
It's classed as huge beast. And
Normal T-Rexes, like in real life?
doesn't have a height on it, so I'm going to say you can decide, Kess, how tall would you like your pet to be?
I think it's like a normal T-Rex.
In real life, they can be up to 6 meters tall, which is...
A lot of inches.
Big.
About the size of a person.
6 meters is about...
Right, no, sorry, I'm confusing meters with feet. My bad, sorry.
I was
6 meters is about 5 people. 4.5, 5 people.
Yeah. Yes, all right. Sorry,
for 3 Dutchies. It's 19 feet and 8 inches.
It's more like 3 people, though. Maybe 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah,
It depends how big the people are.
To be fair, compared to a common Dutchie, it's just over 3.
I think
So we're
average
going to say
male
it's about
height is
3.5
1.83 meters.
people.
Okay, let's say 3 or 4 people, but it could eat more.
Yes.
Rosie,
Yes.
that thing is literally 19 feet taller than Errol.
Aww.
I totally forgot to mention, see when I kidnapped you, where's your fan and small box?
I had
They were
picked them
on
up
him.
again.
They were attached to him.
Okay.
So if you died, that would have been a completely different story. But yeah, they're still attached to you at the moment because she just... you've still got the jar, by the way, Kaloja. If you checked in your bag of holding, the jar's still in there.
Yeah, so my little friend here is quite a nice one, isn't
Well, he's a tad big for my taste, but...
Your little friend.
Your taste doesn't have to matter. What's concerned here is my and companion.
Right,
Well,
let's not
that's
start that all over again, shall we?
What do you mean? Start Waterloo?
Just, let's not start a tussle again. Let's just... Shall we just start heading south?
Yes, of course.
I'll start shouting in Primordial again to get Onyx to jump into the cart.
Okay, after a few tries, he bounces up, lands on the sleeping Arissa's lap, bounces off her, and naturally sort of curls up beside Enna, who sort of in her sleep rolls over and sort of starts cuddling him.
I want to tuck in underneath his tail and take a nap.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Alright, so, Belgarath and Kess, you ride southwards, you follow the notes, and you are looking for a burnt forest at which you're going to start turning west. So...
I just realized I don't want to nap. I want to look at the small box.
Okay. Are you going to do that while you're sitting in the back of the cart?
Yeah,
Okay.
but very carefully.
Okay. Okay. Are you going to open the box then? And yes, Cass, you can look at your diary. Belgarath, do you want to attempt to one-handed look at anything, or are you going to keep driving?
You know what? After my less than fruitful results with the rest of it, I think I'm just going to leave that shit alone.
Okay. Hey, the first one was fairly fruitful. It was fine. Okay.
Yeah, I found out what it was. Didn't mean I liked it.
Okay. Just because you didn't like it didn't mean the roll was bad. Anyway, so, Cass, you are looking at your diary. Okay. Can you remember, I'll ask you this before I tell you more, can you remember what you found out about it the last time you looked at it?
No, I think basically all we found out about it is anyone else who tried to touch it was burned by it.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, I don't remember anything else.
Okay.
And I think it went straight into the bag because we were in a hurry.
Okay.
Wait,
Did you try to open
hellish
it?
rebuke us?
Sorry?
I just realized that if the book tried to burn us, was it hellish rebuke from a book?
No, it was not.
Okay. And yes, I tried to open it last time.
But it did not open, did it?
No, I failed horribly.
Okay. In which case, Cass, you can do Arcana or Investigation. You can tell it's probably magical, so you can try an Arcana check, or you can do Investigation and just have a look in general. Ariel, same to you with the box.
Wait, so that's investigation or Arcana?
Investigation or Arcana. If you have nothing in Arcana, then you can't really attempt it, so just do Investigation. That's for both of you as well. If you've got no points in Arcana at all, then don't do it.
I have a -1 in both.
Yeah, I have no point in Arc either, so it's
In which case, you both just have to roll Investigation checks then.
Okay, so looking at it with perception wouldn't work.
No. Perception is for, like, looking for things, whereas Investigation is for investigating something you've got.
Okay.
Like, you do Perception
Because
to check a room for traps, and then Investigation to check the individual trap to see what it did.
But because that's a whole, 7 points difference in modifier, so that's why I wanted to ask. Okay, yeah, I might actually do this. That's 18 total.
Okay. Okay. In which case... Ooh. Alright. In which case, Ariel, make me a dexterity check. Kess.
Wait, what?
Ariel, make me a dexterity check. Kess, you pull it out, and the book is a thick, heavy tome. It's completely black all over. And when you touch it, every time you hold it for more than about 10 seconds, some black shadow starts to emanate from it. It's not smoke. It's too thick. No, it's not a saving throw, just a dex check.
Okay, in that case it's 22.
Okay. And you can almost feel like a pulse coming from it, Kess.
like it's alive.
You can't quite tell. It's not like a heartbeat. It's like as if you had your arm squeezed tight against someone, and occasionally you could feel the blood in their veins as it just went past.
But surely I can tell. So it doesn't feel like someone is alive or dead or something like that. Like, a soul. Does it have a soul?
No.
Okay. So it doesn't have a soul, but it somehow magic.
It somehow manages to have a pulse, yes. Ariel, you have a look around. The box is very plain, almost deliberately so. It looks like it's made to look unimportant. It's a sort of silvery colour. It's not made of silver, it's just a sort of silvery colour. And you lift the lid off, and inside is like sort of like a velvet lining. Again, not very special. It's sort of like a very dark purple. It looks made as if, not cheaply, but nothing special. And inside you can see sort of what looks like a scarf or a handkerchief, some thick, like sheer but quite thick material, and something is wrapped up in this.
Did I get a robe of invisibility?
You wish.
Okay, but something is wrapped up in this handkerchief scarf thingy.
Yes, to you it looks like a scarf, but to anyone else it would be quite a large handkerchief.
In that case, I'll carefully unwrap it, I guess.
Okay.
Like very carefully. As if it's
Okay.
gonna explode or something.
Okay, do me another dexterity check. Belgarath, can you do me an animal handling check, please?
Nat 20.
Sure thing.
Okay.
That's pretty well, Belgrath.
Cool. Between the two of you, you're doing quite good. Okay. You start to go over some rocky ground. Near the capital, Rog, there was quite a lot of craters in the ground, some of which you had to jump over, and a lot of them, remnants from the war, magic spells, some of them rumoured to be the places where the great evil tried to break through into the world itself. And you sort of ride past a small one of these, and Belgrath manages to steer you around it. And Errol, you manage to keep a hold of the box, and nothing goes flying. Were you unwrapping the scarf? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Very carefully.
Okay. Carefully unwrapping the scarf with your nat 20, you find what looks like another box, except this box is made of quite thick sort of card. And it has an inscription on it.
Ooh, can I read it?
What languages can you read?
Primordial, Thieves' Cant, Elvish, Sylvan, and Common.
Okay, let me just double check what I put for it before I tell you the wrong thing. This is what happens when you've got pages of notes. Pages and pages and pages of notes. Okay. What were your languages again, Errol?
It's Common, Sylvan, Elvish, Thieves' Cant, and Primordial.
Okay. You can't read it.
Like, at all.
You can probably recognize the language, maybe. You've probably seen the language before. But it's a different dialect. Like, it's similar to Thieves' Cant, but different. It's a fuller language. Thieves' Cant tends to be more abbreviated and slang. This is a full-on language.
Hey, Belgrath, you know a lot of things about stuff.
I know a fair few languages, yes.
Would you mind trying to read this?
Sure, pass it here.
I'll carefully give it to him, but I'll stay, like, right near it as well.
Okay.
You know what? Just to be sure, I'm gonna gather up a bit of pixie dust and just hold it in my hands ready to throw it at it if it
Okay.
gets...
In which case, Belgrath, make me an animal handling check with disadvantage and a dexterity check with disadvantage.
Oh, come on now.
What? You're trying to hold something and read it whilst driving a car. What did you expect to happen?
It's a bit like phone sized.
Okay,
You're basically WhatsApping while driving.
Yeah, you're texting while driving. This is the equivalent.
Okay, the animal handling is 11.
Okay.
Dexterity is 13.
Okay.
So what happens then?
Hang on.
She rolls 7 dice. She's rolling damage on us.
Damn it, Errol, stop throwing it in front of my face, you've killed us all!
Okay. You, Belgarath, what languages can you speak? I think you can read this.
Okay, so mainly it's the same as Errol. I've got Common, Elven, and Sylvan, but I can also do Draconic and Undercommon.
Okay, yeah, you can read it.
Ah, what language is it?
It's in Undercommon, which is like... Well, I've always imagined Undercommon to be a much more full version of, like, Thieves' Cant. Like, Thieves' Cant steals a bit from, like, Undercommon and shortens it and abbreviates it. A bit like Pidgin English. If that makes sense to anybody. I don't know. That's how I imagine it anyway. That's how it is in this world. But yes, you can read it. And what it says... It's actually handwritten, this. It looks like the...
Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, it says Ashknaz Thrakkataluk Ak Bozum Ishi Klimpatul. Wait, no, I'm reading the wrong side.
Were you reading it backwards?
No, that was just, I think that was a brief note from someone else. It was something about a ring.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's the quote from Lord of the Rings.
Yes, it is. That was me doing a little joke.
Okay. You look all round the... I'll do this first. There's a few things that are going to happen. You look all around the... essentially, it's a packet, like a cardboard packet. I'll explain that more later.
Is this an Undercommon sweet wrapper?
No. It's about... Let me just measure. Oh, gosh. About 5 inches long by about 1.5 inches thick. And
It's precisely 1 tarot deck.
it's similar, yes, very similar.
Sorry, what? Hang on, I missed that. I think my internet went weird. I didn't hear
similar
anything.
to a deck of tarot cards.
Okay.
So slightly bigger than playing cards.
Yes, and like longer. There's nothing written on it like a description, but someone has handwritten in Undercommon, "There is great good and great evil here."
It is exactly what I think it is.
However,
I'm terrified.
as you read this, your animal handling check means the horse swerves to avoid a boulder, which is part of the rubble left over. And you spin off to the side slightly. The cart manages to right itself, but you've done yours, so can everybody except Belgarath in the cart, so that's Ariel and Kess, can you do me a dexterity save?
Do I roll for the cub as well?
Yes.
13, that makes +1 or +2?
+1, I believe. No, +1, I think. No, +2.
Isn't it? No, it's 10, 11?
Yeah.
That's 0? Then there's
11's
12.
Is 12, 13 is... No, because 10
Yes,
is
just
10
reading
plus
her
0.
book.
Kess just carries on. Do it with a +2 for now. I'll double check in a second.
Okay.
Kess
Kess
barely
is calm-
notices the
calm,
swerve,
really-
carries on going.
I rolled two 15, so that's 17 for the cub and 19 for me.
Okay, the cub, held tightly by the smiling, sleeping Enna, stays put. You manage to float up and keep up with the cart. Belgrath, what was your dexterity? It was like 13. Was it 11 for the animal handling and 13 for your dexterity?
Belgrath. You here?
Sorry, I was responding to a text by Gina.
That's okay.
Yeah, the
The dex was 13 and the animal
dex
handling
roll-
was 11.
Yeah, that is correct, yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Got the right thing. I'm just checking I wrote down the notes in the right order. Okay, in which case, as you read this and think, weird, the cart swerves, you manage to keep your seat just, but your hand slips and several of the contents of this packet go flying up in the air.
Whoops.
These look like several black, almost playing cards, and several of them. A couple of them land in the cart, and a few of them are like still in the air. Did anyone want to catch any, etc.?
I throw my pixie dust at him and then use the scarf thing, handkerchief, to grab him.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity for that, please.
Okay. 23.
Okay. You managed to catch... I'm going to roll it to make it fair. Those 4. Okay. 3 have now landed... No, 2 have now landed in the cart, and 1 has landed in your lap, Belgrath.
He's touching it. He's touching it.
Okay.
Terrifying.
It's not really. It's fine. Yeah, Belgrath, you've
It's
got
like
like...
many things. Of course it's
What
terrifying.
looks like a playing card has landed in your lap. The rest have been caught by the pixie, and a couple have flown down behind you and landed in the cart.
Okay, well, when the pixie comes back, I'll hand him the one that's in my lap.
Okay, can you roll me a... can you roll me a D6, please?
Two.
Okay. Okay, 1, 2. All right. Page. Okay, bear with me 1 second. I've just got to flick to the right page. Okay. Okay. Belgarath, as you pick up the card, it shines brightly, and a sort of like a cross shape appears in front of you, but it's like glittering and it sort of glows, and it stays in your vision even after it's disappeared. Like, you know, when you've looked into a bright light and every time you close your eyes you can see the shape reflected in sort of red behind your eyes. You can see that. Belgarath, choose one of your ability scores and increase it by 2.
Okay, sweet.
Lucky bastard.
Well, I currently have a maxed out charisma score, so...
Pick something
Pick
you're
that.
Give me
bad
2
at.
minutes, I will get back to you.
You can, choose
Sorry?
it, just update it and send me the new character sheet with it and just include what you updated. Maybe something that could make your
I think I need to
magic
add some-
better.
Yeah, I think I need to add some stuff anyway, because I think I'm still... I don't think I updated it since the last session I was here, so I think I've got some...
That's fine. Well, you can now include this so you don't have to send it to me twice. But yeah, you can improve... bless you. Anything you like, you can improve by 2. Meanwhile, there are still 2 left in the
Can I
cart.
pick 2 cards? Can I pick them up? Just like without the handkerchief?
Sure. Roll me a...
Did any of them fall on me?
No, there's one near you, like just behind you in the cart, if you want to pick that one up.
Yeah, I can try.
Okay. Cass and Errol, could you both roll me a d4? Because there's 2 left and I'm going to like divide it up equally. So I'm not just going to give you each one. I'll let you sort of roll and see what you get.
Oh, okay.
Because I've rolled randomly for which cards flew out. I'm now rolling to see who gets what. Okay.
3. Oh. Jesus.
Oh, you both got 3. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's possible as well.
You both die.
Should we re-roll?
You both die for the same card. Yeah, both re-roll, please. Otherwise, I could choose. But the thing is, there's a very... I haven't looked them up yet, but it could be seen as favouritism if I give one of you a good one.
I rolled 4.
Okay. And Cass got a 1. Okay, in which case... Cass... Okay.
A bright flash of light and the T-Rex is gone.
I'm going to destroy these cards if that happens. They're
By
going to
touching
burn.
them all, taking all of the negatives
No,
out.
they're burning. I'm burning that.
Okay. Oh, Cass.
What?
Oh, Cass.
Oh my god.
Oh, Cass.
dear.
Okay.
Oh my
And,
god.
and Errol, you go. Hang on, let me just check what you've got.
Let's hope I don't die.
Your
No,
soul gets
it's-
transported.
It's more a player problem. Okay, I'll start with Errol.
Oh god.
Errol, you are now
Player problem.
Errol, you are now proficient in the persuasion skill. You double your proficiency bonus on checks made with that skill, and in addition, you gain rightful ownership of a small... I'm not going to say what yet, but I will update you on that later.
Rightful ownership of a small ...
Yes.
Of 3 small dots!
It's a place.
Of a small ... place.
Oh no, they both got good things. I'm going to get something bad.
You
Well-
get a rubber ducky.
Cass! Oh man. Hang on, I'm just going to double check I've got this right. 1, 2,
Oh dear, that doesn't sound good.
8, 9, 10.
Well, it was nice knowing you.
Okay. No, you'll know what I mean in a second. Okay.
Oh dear.
Cass, you pick up
Yes.
a card, and on it is what looks like a beautiful woman. She has a blindfold on and is holding a set of scales in her hand. I'm just going to double check your character sheet.
No, the
For
other
a
type of
couple of
skills.
things. Cass, could you remind us what your alignment is?
Oh god, no.
Oh dear.
Alignment switch, alignment switch.
Lawful good, lawful good.
Guys, can I ask something of you?
Uh-huh. Neutral evil. Okay.
Seeing as I now hold a deck of many things in my possession, please don't tell anyone else in the group.
Yeah, they were all asleep. They didn't see this. Okay, Kess.
Because I shall be handing out random cards.
Kess, your mind suffers a wrenching alteration. You are now neutral
Oh my God.
good.
Oh, no! Are you kidding me?
Nope. Now, unlike a lot of people who play with this deck, where they say literally nothing can change it, there are some things in the world that could change it. And I'm gonna say you still have the normal part of you in your head and your heart, but
Oh my God.
anytime you're going to make a decision, you are going to choose the slightly good path. Like, think back on maybe you as a child and how before you got completely torn and turned the way you did, that part of you is now being allowed to come out. I'm not going to have it as you are completely the opposite, because bless you, you'll have to play a completely different character. However, what I'm going to say is instead, the way it'll work is you're still you inside. You can think and speak the way you would do, but when it comes to making actual decisions into actions, you're going to feel a wrenching feeling to do. You don't have to be like, I'm good and noble, just anything
I get it.
outright evil would be changed. However, as opposed to other people who play with this, there are things in the world that can change you back. And I will give you this for free. You, in your heart, would think Earthel can fix this.
Okay, so I'm probably feeling really confused right now. And
yeah.
what happens with the book? Because I was holding my book and I was investigating it, trying to read it and see what it did. And then I picked up this card while I'm still holding that book.
Yep. Coming to that, the book is now engulfed in black shadow, and it's not burning you like you saw happen to other people, but you feel a horrible sort of dread every time you look at it. Naturally, the real Cass inside, who's thinking and feeling and speaking, likes this book and thinks this could be interesting, but every time you look, some weird reaction in you coming from this sort of switcheroo feels suddenly, oh god, no, and you're having to fight this instinct to throw the book away, like, oh god, no, this is horrible. So very confused.
Okay.
At the moment.
So I think I'm really shaken and confused, so I put the book away for now. Just stare at the card like, what the hell is happening? And I'm like, what the hell is this? To the other people there. Like Errol and Balgareth, what the hell is this?
Well, I guess this is a deck that we shouldn't play cards with.
Oh, definitely not.
That'll make for a very interesting game of Snap.
What in the nine hells is this?
Guys, let's play the
Oh,
drinking
you
game
can't be
of
throwing
fire.
anymore, Kess. You're neutral good.
She can still talk.
Yeah.
She can still talk, but she needs to be nicer now.
No, that doesn't mean that.
Rosie,
Yes.
how does it work with like that ownership of that small ... place? Like, do I know that I'm rightful owner of something?
You know that, and I will tell you what, because I've got a very good idea, but I want to just go through my book and make sure I've got the right place location. Somewhere in a forest in Risha, you have suddenly become, and you suddenly know this, you own one of the, pixie nesting places. However, you're pretty sure that no one's lived there in a long time, so you'd have to go and investigate it.
Guys, let's go to Risha.
No! we are on a quest for Earfell. We are not going to...
But that's just Urfel.
It's not just Earfell. It's the quest. Forum. Complete quest. If you are abandoning it, then be gone with you. I'm not going to Risha.
We'll end up in Risha soon enough. I'll just follow you guys for a bit then.
Very well. And remember your You should remember your priority.
Yeah.
And you guys notice, as you manage to right the sort of cart again and get back on the track, Belgarath, you guys notice coming up on you in the distance is a blackened, dead-looking, what used to be lush forest. The blackened, burnt forest that was foreseen in your note is coming up ahead of you. And can you all roll me perception?
Yeah, of course. Can I also look out like for Beckett? Because we're now headed back on the route that like I would expect Beckett to be at. Ooh. Also, Rosie, I just had one more quick question about what happened with those cards.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that I got
you caught some up,
persuasion.
you caught some up in the scarf, and yes, you got proficiency in persuasion. So it says you double your proficiency and add it to that.
Which means I gain expertise.
Oh, I suppose,
expertise, double proficiency is expertise.
Yeah. In
That's
which case,
fucking good.
add
That's
expertise
fucking
to,
good.
but only perception. So not charisma, not like that. Literally just perception.
Persuasion, right?
Persuasion. They sound very similar when I'm saying it. Never mind.
That's true.
Yeah.
it's fucking good though, considering charisma is my best skill.
There you go. Okay, so Cass and Ariel, you, Belgarath, you slow the horse and cart down naturally because you know you're supposed to turn west, and you start looking around for a path to follow. There's never really been paths in Travis, it's more been the most common beaten track that you can follow, but you're having a look for that, and you start to see what you think might be one off to the it would be to the right hand side. Kess and Ariel, you are looking at the burnt forest, and out of the stumps and blackened earth, you start to see a large group of shapes making their way towards you. They are about to block the path ahead. And that is where I shall leave it, for we shall need more of the party to fight this encounter.
Rosie, just to check, did we have time at all to have a short rest before we here?
Oh yeah.
Probably in the cart, yes. So, like, in the time it took you to get to where you are now, you've had a short rest in the cart, yes. The T-Rex hasn't. The Panther has. So before you started fiddling with the cards and everything, you probably had a little sit and a chill out, and then Errol suddenly went, "Ooh, I've got this."
Yeah. Okay. So do I gain back some hit points?
Yeah, you can all gain back a few hit points, and anything you get at a short rest. So any spells that only take a short rest to heal up, etc., etc. But yes, also for today, what XP are you currently on? Because Timo's got extra, and I'm thinking I gave the three of you at least Cass, you got more last
Yeah.
time because you did a side quest. So what are you on currently, Cass?
Well, it says on my sheet 3,800.
Yeah, that
Yeah, same.
matches Errol. Okay, I will shout bye to the recording, and then we'll sort out your XP for this time. So, until next time, teddy bear, everybody.
Teddy bear!
Bye.
Bye.
Teddy bear!